But as soon as they walked him to the edge, that's when the incident took place. So the entire crowd was still near them when the shooting happened. And you can see when Black Sam is walking up, he's walking up with a dude that he's with who got shot in the leg, right? The gang members weren't the only one who got shot, bro. Multiple civilians also got shot.
That's crazy.
Hey, he's right here. Sam's right here.
You get cut.
You good? You good? Oh, shit. You got... Oh, shit. Oh, shit. They got him. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh,
Hey, you're mine.
what's up, my boy? Chillin'.
This nigga got a turkey in the whip.
Yeah, I don't argue with people. I dissect stupid. I don't debate emotions. I body bad logic. Welcome to the arena. Gladdy versus the algorithm. Yeah. Me scrolling through chaos.
Welcome to another reaction video with Gladdy versus the algorithm. This one I'm going to say trigger warning to first because something very unfortunate happened in this video. So basically, Black Sam, brother of Nipsey Hussle, he's basically trying to keep Nipsey's legacy alive by opening venues and doing events. So we recently had an event where he was grand opening a Marathon Burger location out there in Cali, and it seems like it went wrong. It went all the way left. And without holding you up too much longer, let's get into the content. Wow, that's a lot of gunshots.
Shots are being fired right now. Shots are being fired. What nice at, bro?
Got people running, taking cover. This guy with the camera. See, this guy with the camera is trying to get footage going towards the mayhem. It's just wild to me that people will put their lives in danger just to grab footage. I'm not sure why he's running towards it, but that's what it looks like because he has his camera. If there was some sense of urgency in this case, he would not have his camera out. Is that?
I don't know if I'm shot.
Hold on. Are they blurred? Looks like they're blurring out a body over here, or just somebody on the ground with their hands up. And oh yeah, you can kind of see right here that's somebody's leg, and this is somebody else with their hands up. It seems.
I don't know if I'm shot.
I don't know if I'm shot. It's crazy. Scary situation. I got a baby with me is what somebody just screamed out. So this is going to sound crazy, but this is why I think that when you've made it to a certain level, when it comes to finances or success, you have to leave the hood behind. You do. You totally have to leave the hood behind. When I say hood, I'm talking about the hood that you grew up in. I'm not saying don't put nice things in hoods that are not quite, gentrified. I'm just saying the hood that you're in. And you think about the things from the past that you were connected to or might still be connected to. These things will cross paths at some point, and things like this will probably happen. I'm not saying that this is a case of something from the past, but it is in the hood, and we're probably going to get some more insight. Poetic Flacco is the content creator here, so I'm pretty sure he's going to have a lot to say about this.
What the fuck's going on?
You got Nipsey Hussle brother Black Sam ducking behind a car. You got a no jumper host, Barry Gordon, telling the police, bro, I may have got shot. You got a lot of people doing a lot of things. You even got P. Nice, our brother. He's walking up, then he turns around when the shooting happened. A lot of stuff is going on in that video. Here's the story that explains it all. So it's the Marathon Burger grand opening. You got a lot of people who's in attendance, a lot of celebrities, but you also got a lot of people who got no business being in a room.
That's wild. So there was another Marathon Burger grand opening not too long ago, and Stevie Wonder was there, which was dope. This could have happened in a situation where somebody really famous was there, and that famous person might have gotten hit, all because of some beef that may have happened either at the venue or prior to the event happening.
With celebrities, these are hooligans. These are like lowlives. These are people who you can't pay me to be in the same room with. These are absolute imbeciles. Gang members, they are also there. And that's the problem with doing business on the West Coast. Gang members are involved in almost everything, right? You have an establishment, you have a grand opening where it's a friendly family event. Here comes these stinky gang members, right, trying to ruin things. So what happened was, at this family-friendly event with celebrities that was supposed to be for the community, this hooligan from the 80s pull up. Long Beach got a lot of gang politics. There was this kid from the 80s, this little turned-up kid from the 80s. He pull up by himself, dolo. Now, he pull up, and he gets to dissing his enemies, because a lot of enemies was in the same location. So he's in the middle of...
See, this is what I'm saying. You have to leave your past in the past. You have to disconnect from all these street things before you go and try to do something positive, especially something positive within your community. When you go and do something positive within your community and you're still connected to the negative shit, things like this tend to happen. You bring a lot of unsavory characters into these event spaces where you yourself, you're at an elevated level. You're able to get people like I said, like Stevie wanted to come into your events, not this event, but he came to the last one. You're able to get people with high cachet into your events, and you're still so connected to your past life that things like this can't arise. Somebody's coming to your event and they're disrespecting people there because they're affiliated with you. I mentioned something like this on one of the other episodes on my podcast, Toxic with Benefits, where we were discussing getting a certain amount of money or earning a certain amount of money. And I was saying, man, if I got a certain amount of money, I am getting out of the hood and I'm not looking back, right? And they were like, oh, you got to look back. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to come back and do something for the hood or whatever. I mean, I get it. I totally understand, because we have ties to a neighborhood, but I feel like a lot of us have a tie to a neighborhood that is unrealistic. We treat it as if we actually own land here, whereas we just grew up on a block, and we claim it to the extent of which we feel like we have to defend it with our lives. I'm not with that. You get enough money to get out of the hood, because that's what we're hustling for. We're hustling to get out of the hood. We're working hard to get out of the hood. We want to move our families out of the hood. The reason why we want to get out of the hood, you know exactly why we want to get out of the hood. But yet, when you do get out, or when you have the means to get out, you decide to stay or come back. And that's where things like this happen. You think about Nipsey Hussle. He got killed in his hood while doing something positive within his hood. You can be as famous as you want. You could be as nice as you want. But there's always going to be somebody that dislikes you in your hood for one reason or the other. And then you add, or you magnify it by being gang affiliated. That doesn't help. No matter how nice you are as a person, there's always going to be somebody in the hood that dislikes you. And when you're doing better than that person's going to grow some level of resentment. And then you tie that into the fact that you are a part of a gang and you're gang affiliated. That makes things a lot harder. It doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't plateau. It goes up as far as danger is concerned. Honestly, I do truly feel like you should just get up and get out of the hood when you have the means to do so.
Marathon Burger dissing his enemies. Do your research on who the 80s is beefing with in Long Beach. So he dissing his enemies. I'm talking about straight up dissing. Saying diss words for him, throwing up sets, really pushing his line and really gangbanging in the middle of Marathon Burger. But he by himself. There's 100 enemies. They could have blitzed him right there, and there's nothing he could have done about it. Well, at least at the time they thought there was nothing he could have done about it if it's 100 of them and one of him. But now we know why he was so bold to do that as the story progresses. So as he's dissing in the middle of Marathon Burger, the enemies go over to Black Sam to tell Black Sam they got to get rid of him. But they not trying to disrespect the grand opening and disrespect Nipsey Hussle and what's going on right now. But bro is bugged out. He's wilding out. So as the enemies is going over to speak to Black Sam to tell Black Sam they got to get rid of this dude or else it's going to get bad, 3 of his homies pull up. Three more 80s pull up to the scene. Now they pull up not really understanding they little homie was just here dissing, bugging out, doing wrong. So 380s pull up. Now at this point in time, now when the 380s pull up, the enemies is talking to Black Sam, but there's 480s and there's 100 enemies swarming them. The enemies told Black Sam, listen, he gotta go. Black Sam agreed. Black Sam said, you know what? You right. So Black Sam gathered his homies and said, hey, I need y'all help escorting the 480s to safety off the premises of Marathon Burger. So Black Sam gathered up his homies. Black Sam walked up to the 480 members and said, hey, listen, I appreciate you for coming. I appreciate the support. But right now, the politics is politicking. Y'all gotta go. We got an establishment and a family-friendly event to run.
Right, and at that point, it should have been respected. It should have been respected way before that. When the young boy pulled up and started causing all the trouble, he could have used the discernment to understand, like, look, there are kids here. You know, there are families here. You know, maybe this is not the time. But, you know, with him being a young guy, maybe he's trying to get a name for himself. Maybe he's trying to show that he's willing to put in the work. And he obviously had a lot of bravado because he had that thing on him. And when you have that thing on you, it's worse than alcohol. You know how alcohol gives you courage? That gives you courage.
The 480s agreed because Black Sam told them, we're going to escort y'all to safety. Where did y'all park at? We're going to escort y'all to y'all car. So the 480s members is under the understanding, okay, Black Sam about to escort us to our car. We going to be straight. Now, Black Sam, though, was not about to get involved in 80 politics. So when Black Sam and the homies that he was with walked the dudes out of the Marathon Burger, they was under the understanding of they're about to walk us to our car and to safety. Black Sam is under the understanding of I'm about to walk these dudes off our premises. So as they walk in, they get to a position where it's off the Marathon Burger premises. Black Sam stops here and say, hey, we not getting involved in Long Beach politics. This is as far as we can take y'all. So Black Sam and them stop directly off the Marathon Burger premises. They stop. As soon as they stop, the enemies swarmed the 480s. And a fight ensued. Now, it's not much of a fight. It's 4 of them and 100 enemies. They is ragdolling them. They is whooping them. So the young turned up dude from the 80s, he pull out a gun and he starts to shoot to get folks off him. But as he begins to shoot, this the problem with gang members, man. Y'all feel like when they made guns, when they made your gun, that's when they stopped making guns. But that's not the case because everybody got guns. So when the 80 member pulled out his gun and started shooting, the enemies pulled out their gun and started shooting.
God damn, I hope that word is not going to cause me any issues here on YouTube, but let's continue.
2 of the enemies got hit. Leg shots though, grazed a little bit, nothing too serious. They lived. The 80 member who was turned up, pulling out guns, shooting, he died. He died. Now, he didn't die at the hospital. He died on the right. He died at the scene. But the shooting took place close to everybody. So Black Sam and his crew walked them like up to the edge of the Marathon Burger. But as soon as they walked them to the edge, that's when the incident took place. So the entire crowd was still near them when the shooting happened. And you can see when Black Sam is walking up, he's walking up with a dude that he's with who got shot in the leg, right? The gang members weren't the only one who got shot, bro. Multiple civilians also got shot.
That's crazy.
Hey, he's right here. Sam's right here.
You be good?
You good? You good? Oh, shit. We got... Oh, shit. They got him. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, What's up, my boy? Chillin'.
This nigga got a turkey in the whip.
What's up, my boy? Chillin'.
Definitely got a turkey in the whip.
Hey, bro.
A chicken, sorry.
Hear that stairs from here.
Is he all right? Is he all right?
Nigga, he's fine.
Yo, some other shit popping right now. This shit active. Everybody following share your boy Easy, man. This shit crazy, bro. This is my first time I had to duck down behind the truck. I felt like I'm in the hood again. They dropped him up there, though. They dropped somebody over there, guys. Let me see if I could get a close-up.
But put this into perspective, right? You are fighting for your life, and they're putting you, on like a little stretcher, and they're trying to get you to safety. And the last words you're hearing as you're dying is a dude on TikTok saying, "Thank you for the gifted. Keep gifting, guys." Oh man, they dropped him over there. Now keep gifting, guys. What? Put that into perspective. Listen, man. Now, obviously, right, I'm not gonna just sit here and put all blame on Black Sam or put all blame, on Marathon Burger, because obviously, right, they're not to blame, right? Because if you want to have a grand opening, you want to have an establishment, it's open to the public, obviously, because you want everyone coming to buy your burger. But what I would say, man, this right here is one of the biggest reasons why you cannot build your business off of serving the community that you grew up in.
Exactly what I've been saying. So it's a bad idea. It's ultimately a bad idea. And I get you want to see your neighborhood do good. You want to see your neighborhood grow, and you want to give back to those that supported you through everything. The music, the stores, all of these things that you want to flourish. Like the hood is coming out to show love. But again, when you're connected to the hood in that way, when you're connected to gangs in that way, you make it really hard for those things to have lasting success, because things like this can happen all the time. You have a gang member that wants to walk in and genuinely wants to get a burger, and now you see somebody that you have smoke with, and now a lot of times to be on site, it's on site in your establishment, and now people will get hurt. Especially when guns are involved. You have people like with this situation right here, innocent bystanders were getting hurt. Again, we heard somebody scream, "I got my daughter out here. I got my kid out here." That kid could have got shot. Then what? It's a foul situation.
All communities can't be served, bro. I'm sorry. If you grew up in gang territory, if you grew up in a gang environment, they don't deserve burgers. They don't deserve nothing to eat, right? They deserve a pistol and a penitentiary. That's about it. The 2 P's, pistol and penitentiary, bro. That's it. A pistol to kill themselves off and a penitentiary to get them away from us. That's the only 2 things they deserve. They don't deserve burgers and fries and milkshakes. They gangbangers, right? The only thing they care about is killing. So, but when you try to overly serve the community, when you try to put these vehicles for opportunities around people who don't care about opportunities, this is always the outcome. Snoop Dogg was there. Big Boy was there. YG was there. You had billionaires in attendance, millionaires in attendance. And now I can almost guarantee you, right? Like those millionaires and billionaires and celebrities left like, man, bro, I ain't never coming back here again, man. Nah. And also we gotta say that.
And that's what I'm talking about, right? You have all of these people in attendance, and they're actually saying, "Yo, let's give this guy a shot, right? Let's go support this guy, Black Sam, because him and Nipsey were brothers, and we want to support Nipsey by way of Black Sam." And now he is building this codex of people that are coming out to support him, like high value people that can help him go further, that can help him open Marathon Burgers in other states and cities, right? Now they experience something like this and they start to retract those feelings, right? They start to retract the thoughts of actually helping support something like this grow. It all boils down to, wanting to do things in the hood, unfortunately. And don't get me wrong, like I may sound like I'm anti-hood. I am not anti. I live in the hood right now, and I love the neighborhood that I grew up in. But I do know that my neighborhood has its strong points and it has its weak points. And I have to be objective about that. We have to understand that, this neighborhood that we're in, we're comfortable here because we grew up here. We're not scared of the person that we walk down the street and see because we probably know that person.
That kid again, man. Nah. And also, we gotta say the elephant in the room. This is the second grand opening where an incident took place. The first incident, we already know, Black Sam had a direct altercation with a West Boulevard Crip, Rockstar 2800, saying, go get cracking and come back. Black Sam told Rockstar, go get cracking. Go commit a body and come back if you want to be a part of us. So Black Sam is also giving that energy. Shout out to Black Sam, though. Right? But, he's not completely.
See, and that's what I'm saying, right? You have to disconnect, right? When you remain connected to a certain source, that energy is going to flow through you. If you still have that energy flowing through you, it might not be time for you to go do something that's positive. It might not be time for you to open something so large scale in the same neighborhood that you have these connections with, right? Because so long as you're connected to that, you're connected to a lot of things that are peripheral to it, right? There are a lot of peripherals that are connected to the gang lifestyle. And one of those peripherals is beef. And I'm not talking about the burgers.
Shout out to Black Sam, though. Right? But, he's not completely void of blame here. And now you have this. So 2 out of the 3 locations had gang incidents happen. At what point do we say, listen, man, you can't serve the community, bro. You can't serve these burgers and fries. Half these don't even eat fries because fries is a gang diss, apparently. But that's the full story, man. That's the 100% truth. Now, it's unclear, who the suspects are, who's going to get arrested, who's not going to get arrested. I don't know, man. But that's the 100% truth. Now, I'm being more charitable here, right? I'm leaving out certain gang names. I'm leaving out a lot of details. Because not only do I know who's involved, I know the names of the gang members involved. I know the name of the young 80s dudes who was in the building doing it. Hey, man, right? I'm struggling.
Yeah, shout out to Flacco for actually giving a full picture. Honestly, I'm able to, paint the whole picture by what he's saying. And he's saying all of this without pretty much incriminating people involved or whatever. Because he could have easily done that. He could have did that and got way more views than he has on this already. But, with the level of discernment that he has about, the neighborhoods that he's around or whatever. And, he has to go to No Jumper. He has to go to all these other places to actually exist. So without disclosing that information and still giving us all of this information clearly, and, to do all of this, shout out to him.
Right. You feel me, right? I don't got a report on it, all right? And by the time this video drops, I'll be on my flight.
Out of there.
All right? I'm filming this at 6 p.m., man. My flight is at 9, and I'm gone. Okay? But, man, this is terrible, man. This is terrible, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man.
Yeah, so again, it's a wild time that we live in, and when you talk about Cali, when you talk about gangs in general, you automatically think California as one of the states that lead gang culture, right? LA leads gang culture, period. Condolences to those that lost their lives, and hopefully the people that did get hurt, they have a speedy recovery. But there's no win in this situation here, so I'm not even going to ask the question on whether or not we beat the algorithm today, but this is just a sad situation, and hopefully, again, everyone is well and their families are well. If you enjoyed the content today, please drop a like and a subscription, and make your voice heard in the comments. Peace.
Confidence high, intelligence low. If ignorance paid, y'all rich off the show. Everybody viral, everybody deep. Whole lot of trauma, they marketing cheap. They selling delusion in 4K clips. I press play and dismantle the script. I ain't here to cuddle no madness. I'm the voice in the room like, what the hell is this? If it sounds